Welcome back to the remaining part of the project selection criteria. So we already discussed in our previous lecture the main 5 points, which I will write all these 10 points. They are not included in your slides, but I will write it. So already the 5 points we discussed. Now the sixth one point is in the project selection criteria, this improvements to key business matrices. So let us use the healthcare. We will take an example. So in the healthcare business, you may have business matrices around the patient outcomes. When you treat the patients, so automatically you want to take the patient's outcomes. So like infections rates and customers' satisfactions also. So the business case for a project that influence these key business matrices, that should include that how much improvements you should see as a result of the deliverables. That the deliverables that is delivered, so what is the result after that? So improvements, the key business matters, they are also be key in mind by a project managers at the time of the acceptance of a project or the rejection of a project. The seventh one point is reductions in cycle time. Cycle time means the time periods of the projects, the duration of the project in which a project must be completed. That is called cycle time. So cycle time is how long it takes you to do something. A project to cut 3 days from the process of paying an invoice could then be compared against a project to save 30 seconds of producing something on the factory lines. Now let's suppose I will give you the simple example that either to check it out that our project is in days, in hours, weekly they have lifetime, monthly or yearly. So now how could be possible that up to early we will finish that? Because as far as the life of the project is increasing, so risk of the project is also increasing. So reductions in the cycle times will also be a part of the project's selection criteria. The 8th point is satisfactions of customers or improvements of the customer satisfactions. So all businesses, as you know, that they have customers, and even those departments that only serve internal customers, they still measures the customer satisfactions. Whether you are serving your accountancy client or members of the public who recently bought your new products. So you can calculate the expected improvements to the customer satisfactions and present these in the project proposal as well as why. Look at. Once you do the projects and now you wanna to take some new projects. So this customer satisfaction level, improvement level, gradually that should be taken for whom you made these projects. So the record of that satisfaction level, that should be mentioned in the project proposals. To see by the new client. And on the basis of that, decision should be taken. The ninth one point is the cost reduction point. So many business change projects that focus on the process improvements with the overall goal of the reducing the cost of the doing work. Perhaps that is an automating process, or we can say that is an moving something on lines. So the project proposal should outline that how the project meets this criteria and by how much we can reduce the cost. So this enables the project managers to compare it against other cost saving initiatives. So for the cost reductions and time reductions, we are using some techniques that is called crashing of project techniques. And in these techniques, being a project manager, we reduced the project's time and cost up to an optimal level. Optimal level means if we reduce the cost and time so that are not too much effects on the quality of the project. Without disturbance the quality by reducing the time and cost. A project manager wants this type of the cost reductions. Keep in mind. Last one, resource required. The projects that works on the business still needs to be very concise of the resource required to deliver the works. So you want to ensure that you are not over committing existing resources are reducing within the stretching budgets or reducing budgets. And you want to know what's required before you commit to the projects going ahead. So whether it's capital expenditures are the people's times. A clear view of the resource required will helps the project managers in the decisions whether this project is going to be worth or not, or either we have those resources in less cost to complete this project or not. So these was the 10 points in the project selection criteria. Clear? First one was what? That was expected revenue, that how much revenue is expected from doing of the project. Then market share growth. Then improvements to brand awareness. But this is for the new businesses. Risk assessment was another one. Fifth one is resource required, which type of the resource that should be required. Then key business matrices, improvements. Seventh, reductions in the cycle times, improvements to the customer satisfactions, cost reduction, and the required resources. So these are the main we can say that the points of the project selection or rejection criteria. So hope you will understand. Now if you have any questions, so you can ask me in the groups. Now we will proceed. Look it, we have some objectives here of the in the project selection model. If now we have the project selection model, so in that model we will have these objectives or these main points. First one point is the realism concept. So the project model, they should reflect the reality of the manager's decisions, solutions, including all the multiple objectives of both the organizations and its managers, without a common measurement systems like direct comparisons of the different types of the projects. That is impossible. The model that should take into an account is the reality of the firm's limitations, the facility related to the capital availability and the human resources, etc. Look at realism means to accept the reality. Sometimes the project manager, they are accepting the projects, but the business, they don't have the ability to have such type of a huge capital with them. So in future, then business, they are facing problems while completing such a project. Or if there are some technical projects, so we don't have the technical personnels, and now we select the projects, we will do it. We will face the problem. Why? Those human resources, those technical human resources we don't have. So the project selection model, first objective to check it, that project selection model must consist of the reality. That we will check out all the reality that regarding to the human resources, regarding to the technical resources, regarding to the financial resources, regarding to all type of the resources. Number second one, capability. So the model should be that is sophisticated enough to deal with the multiple time periods, that simulate the various situations, both internal and external, to the project, and optimize the decisions, like considers the major risk and constraints. For example, the earthquake, storms, terrorism, etc. So capability, that is another one part of that model. Have to check out that either we are doing this project, so we are capable for this project to do it or not. We have this capability to complete this project or not. Yeah, we will complete it, but how, in which way we will complete it? Either in an effective way we will complete it, or in non-effective way we will complete it. Then sometimes we complete the projects, but we will take too much time. Similarly, we will consume too much budget in an over-budgeted project and in the overtime. So this is not an effective way. Why? Because in that situation we don't have that capabilities. The third one is the flexibility. So the model should have the ability to be easily modified or to be self-adjusted in response to the change in the firm's environments. For example, if the tax law changes, new technologies, advancements, they comes to alter the risk levels. So what in that situation, what we will do? So look at the project managers will create a model for doing of the project. So flexibility point will be exist. Flexibility means, it doesn't mean that once the project manager make the plan and some situations comes, and so they don't keep the place for the contingency plan. Yeah, there is no contingency plan with the project manager. No. There must be flexibility. The project manager show the flexibility. Show flexibility here means that according to the circumstances, according to the situations, project managers can change their plans. Like nowadays, if we looked out, this is the corona environment now. So all the universities, they change their plan. Now, directly teacher is students that are not comes to the university and take the class. Face-to-face class is not impossible. That is impossible in these days now. So how? Planning are changed. Online classes, planning. So this is what? This is called the flexibility. Now let's suppose if the any universities now take the decision, no, that we will not take the online classes, we will take face-to-face classes. So according to the situation and environment, flexibility will show by the project manager in their decisions, like they make calculation of the resources, so they can increase and decrease the resources. They can make the calculation of the budgets. So if they includes something new in the project, so they can increase the budget. Sometimes due to the crashing of the project techniques, they can reduce the time of the different activities of the projects. Yes, sometimes look at, we want to do this project, but government restricts their policies. So the cost already we measure, now due to that policy the cost is going up. So automatically the project manager will bring changes in their budgets. It doesn't mean that project manager says that no, I make the budget and now we will finish this project within that budget. So accept the reality and situations. Clear? This is called the flexibility. Next one, that is ease of use. The project outputs, when we are doing the project, mostly ease of use, that will be used in the production like projects. So the outputs that comes due to the end of or the finishing of the project, so that outputs must be easy in used. So the model should be reasonably convenient, not take a long time to execute, and be easy to use and understand. It should not require special interpretations, data that are difficult to acquire, excessive personal, unavailable equipments. Clear? The fifth one is CBA analysis, cost and benefits analysis. When we are doing the projects, so we must make the CBA analysis of it. We will make the analysis on the basis of cost and on the basis of the benefits relating to that projects. First we will calculate gather the data, and on the basis of that data, project manager will calculate all the benefits of the projects and all the cost of the projects, and then from the sum of the benefits, the sum of the cost is subtracting. So if benefits were more than the cost, such projects will be accepted, and if the benefits were not more than the cost, means cost was too much higher, so project manager will take the decisions of the rejection of this projects. Then easy computerizations. It must be easy and convenient to get and store the information in a computer database and to manipulate the data in the model through use of widely available standard computer packages. Look at, when we do the projects, so from the start till at the end, all the activity of the project that should be noted, and all the informations that should be put into the computers. Why? The reason is that one, while doing in future same like of the project, same nature of the project, so they are helping us. For example, how, like if we do a project and we keep their budgets with ourselves, we keep the record of that how much human resources we used for the completion of this project, and in how much time we complete all the activities of this project. So if the same nature of projects we will do in the upcoming futures, so in advance when we make planning, so this data will helps the project manager in the resource allocation, in the cost and budgets analysis, similarly for the predictions. So dear students, hope you will understand that the general model of the projects in for doing the project or in the acceptance and of the rejections of the projects. So inshallah in the upcoming class we will study the CBA analysis, generally that how we will do the CBA analysis of a project. CBA means cost and benefits analysis, and on the basis of these analysis we will accept the project or reject the project. So this is the first techniques that is used. In the upcoming lectures we will discuss the other techniques as well, as like the payback period techniques, the net present value techniques, the profitability index techniques, internal rate of returns techniques. Clear? So for now, Allah Hafiz, see you inshallah in the upcoming class.